Two shark poachers are out in ocean fishing for sharks. When they eventually get one, they manage to cut off the fin of the shark and express their excitement for having caught more than a handful of fins to trade for money. A radio message asking them to leave the area comes in, followed by an orange flare signaling danger, but they think it's just the Coast Guard when something heavy knocks their boat. It's an adult shark, 5 of them making a move on the boat, knocking the men overboard and ending their lives one at a time. When Aaron arrives, it's already too late, but then the sharks are spotted in formation yet again, and this time they retreat at the press of a button. Dr. Misty Calhoun, a shark expert and conservationist, is invited to consult on a new top-secret project run by a pharmaceutical company. A sum of $50,000 is offered for her to share her expertise on shark behavior. Somewhere in the ocean lies a research facility operated by the pharmaceutical company where shark behavior is studied. Trent is concerned about the erratic behavior of the sharks that escaped on a joy swim, and shockingly, they discover a tunnel under the electric fence dug by the sharks, which they used in escaping the facility earlier on. Dr. Misty arrives at the dock, where she is met by Craig, Leslie, and Daniel. Leslie is a neurobiologist, and Daniel is a neurophysiologist, all hired by the pharmaceutical company to visit the offshore facility. After a few minutes, they arrive at the facility, and Misty quickly spots a couple of bull sharks swimming across the facility, and she questions their meddling with bull sharks in containment. Carl Durant walks in. He is a billionaire and owner of the pharmaceutical company responsible for the research. Misty objects to sharks being used as lab mice. He specifically states that the bull sharks are a disaster waiting to happen. Even though Durant admits that bull sharks are a bit more dangerous than traditional lab rats, he still believes no one will get injured. Durant takes them outside, where he throws Aaron into the water as a demonstration, letting the bull sharks chase him. And at the last possible second, Misty goes after Aaron to rescue him before Trent uses a special device to drive the sharks away. Misty is shocked that Durant is conditioned training bull sharks, a task almost impossible to do. Craig notifies Durant that the sharks got out that morning after they dug a tunnel under the electric fence, consequently killing some fishermen. Instead of Durant to fix the problem, he thinks the sharks are learning fast, which means the drugs are working. Craig argues that the sharks could cause him enormous liabilities if they hurt someone, but Durant thinks he is their overlord and that they are alive because he let them. The sharks have trackers embedded in them, says Durant, claiming that once his experiment is complete, he will destroy the sharks. Durant is heard by one of the bull sharks, who keeps his plan in mind.
So you aren't having second thoughts after Durant's stunt out there?
I've been working with Durant.
Why would you do that? I thought we were partners.
If this goes the way I think it will, we'll be rich.
I can't believe this.
After an hour, they assemble at the wet lab, where Durant boasts about the fact that he has developed compounds that can actually alter the genetic structure of the brain, speeding up evolution in the direction of greater intelligence. His company intends to deliver this compound using targeted antibodies from sharks. The same drugs he tests on sharks is one he is seen taking earlier on that affects his brain functions only temporary. Aaron radios Trent to let Bella in, before which he injects the shark to make her docile while they suspend her in the wet lab for further demonstrations by Durant. He claims that they have already increased Bella's base intelligence by 1,000 folds, and thinks that it is an absolute necessity to maintain the supremacy of mankind. One of Durant's employees, Josh, reveals to Misty that Durant has been taking the drugs himself, and it seems to kind of hop him up. One of the sharks escapes again, and this time it begins to ram the facility from underneath the water. Trent informs Aaron that the Jenny's been damaged and the boat slammed up against it, along with a couple of gallons of fuel dumped into the water. They are in for a massive problem. While Josh places his hand inside Bella's mouth to obtain saliva samples, the shark comes alive and attempts to bite off his arm, but he narrowly avoids this. Meanwhile, Craig is seen writing a negative report about Durant when a massive explosion occurs, causing an elevator and a perimeter malfunction. Craig notices a leakage in a different wing of the facility. Bella takes out the cameras, and moments later, the group spots Craig torn into shreds by the sharks.
Is Bella all right?
Yes, she's fine.
And you actually think you can get the same results in human beings? So you're the savior of the entire human race.
We can all be gods.
You know, I'm not really sure why you brought me here.
Misty deduces that Bella is pregnant, And Durant is puzzled by this because her pregnancy did not come up on any tests they ran on her. She theorizes that their genetic alterations hid this fact.
Does she normally separate herself from
No, Dr. Calhoun, she does not. Even though the fence is down there, they're staying to get us?
At this point, it is now clear that the sharks have mounted a coordinated attack on the facility to drown all exits and trap them in the central room deep underneath the surface.
Wait a minute, this doesn't make sense.
Never seen a shark bite pattern like that before.
We're all gonna die.
Misty discovers that Bella just had her babies right after she was released from the wet lab. With all the exits underwater, which is now infested with vicious baby sharks, Misty realizes that there is something else the sharks want. Trent suggests they exit the central room through the wet pool. Then Durant says that Mike would swim out first and get help. But when Mike attempts to swim to the surface, one of the sharks knocks him unconscious. Trent quickly dives in to rescue Mike while Misty manages to revive him.
We are screwed. We are so screwed.
So how do we get out of here if there's no exit?
There's something here they still want.
Unfortunately for Mike, one of the sharks beheads him as he leans over the pool to pick up his mask. Durant still thinks he is close to a groundbreaking research that would change the cause of history. Water from the pool pours in as a result of a lack of pressure control, causing the group to become separated, and Leslie is knocked unconscious in the flooding. Misty and Trent become stranded together, as do Aaron and Josh, while Daniel attempts to swim towards Leslie to rescue her. Durant is seen all alone, carefully making his way in a different compartment. He pauses to take the drug again, and minutes later Misty finds Durant. He suggests that if they can make it to the filtration room, they should be able to climb out through the air shaft.
If I ever ask you for a job again, just ignore me.
The group proceed to make their way topside while Daniel continues to call out to Leslie, drawing the attention of the sharklets who are hungry and looking for food. Daniel gets into the water when he thinks the sharklets are gone. Aaron and Josh arrive in one of the sleeping quarters, but the shark pups finds them, and it doesn't take long before the hungry babies find Josh and kills him. Aaron stays safe on the air mattress. Misty, Trent, and Durant arrive at the shaft, but Durant locks Misty out of the room after she attempts to find other survivors, and this enrages Trent. While Trent attempts to open the door, he discovers it's jammed, so Trent promises to come back for Misty. While the sharklets infiltrate the facility, Durant reveals that his idea is to create a race of super-intelligent humans who can beat machines. But Trent thinks he is so paranoid that robots, machines, and computers will wipe humanity off the planet.
Right here.
When Leslie wakes up, Daniel finds her behind a door. Unfortunately, the sharklets devour her in front of him. Durant and Trent manage to reach the surface, and Trent sends out a mayday call for help to the Coast Guard. Aaron is attacked and loses the mattress, then moments later he finds Daniel, who is grieving the death of Leslie. Both men attempt to find their way to the surface when they run into Misty. The trio manage to pull the door open while Misty fights the baby sharks with a blowtorch, buying Aaron and Daniel time to get up the ventilation ladder. A few sharks escape Misty's blowtorch, and as the water rises, this allows the pups to reach Daniel and bisects him by the time Trent reaches out to him and Aaron. Misty uses a scuba gear she found and manages to swim to the surface where she reunites with the others. The Coast Guard sends a drone to their location, but one of the sharks destroys it. With the dock's structure getting weaker, they make a break for the motorboat, swimming as fast as they can except for Durant, who screams out and eventually gets eaten alive in the most gruesome manner. Misty and Trent reach the motorboat and use 2 flare guns to kill one of the sharks. Aaron, who went underwater to rig the facility, returns to the boat, explaining that he narrowly escaped the sharks. The group blows up the facility, killing many sharks, then they escape on the boat. However, Bella and her pups survive and roam free in the ocean. This is Falcon Recaps. Thanks for watching.